Layton Media, your success starts here.
See you at the Fergus Falls Craft Beer Tour this Friday from 5 to 9 at the Big Wood.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Tuesday morning. It is 10 after 9 on a beautiful day, 32. Nice chilly start.
It was cooler than I expected when I went out today. Usually I check the temp as I'm leaving, but so I just threw on a hooded sweatshirt when I headed to the gym this morning, and I came out, man, I thought, wow, I think it's still winter.
I grabbed my light coat. That's kind of a raincoat slash, light spring. I mean, not even a spring jacket. It's like if it's slightly chilly in the summer, you wear that. I walked outside, turned around, and locked the door, and I went, wrong choice.
Wrong choice. That's what I thought today, too.
I'm like, I don't have time to adjust. Hopped in my car and just froze.
I know. I did the very same thing. And I was even kind of overheated after coming out of the Y.
Yeah.
But it still felt cold, and I thought, okay. And I had our big, heavy Layton Broadcasting sweatshirt on.
Oh, wow.
The big, heavy Carhartt one.
I mean, that's basically a coat.
It was cold. I was cold in that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of a chicken when it comes to cold. The older you get, the colder you get.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Well, just get set. Yeah. It's going to happen to you.
I believe it. I don't have to walk out of the shorts.
More for women than men.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Jen's always cold.
I always used to be, if I was warm on top, I was good.
Yeah.
Like I could wear shorts and a big hooded sweatshirt well into the fall.
Well, see,
November, maybe.
I did that in my 20s. I'd wear shorts during the winter.
Yeah, I can't do that now. And even as soon as they start, even on a summer night, if we go out on the boat and it's a little chilly, we always have blankets on the boat, or I throw on a pair of wind pants or something. I'm a little chilly.
I put on pants just for the mosquitoes.
Well, that's true too. So anyway, speaking of the boat, we're getting there, right?
We're getting there.
We're getting toward boating season.
I'm getting towards opening.
Or lake season, or golf, or sitting on the patio, or whatever it is you do in the summer months.
I'm getting close to opening the cabin. Yesterday and into today was the reason I didn't open the cabin this weekend, because I knew we were dropping into the 20s. And so
are we?
Well, we did. It's only 32 degrees right now.
Oops.
It was chilly.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, the lake is probably warmer than that.
Yeah.
And so that kind of keeps things.
And you're a lot closer to the lake than I am.
We are like steps.
Yeah.
Like about as far as this table.
Yeah, about 100 yards from the lake.
So, well, anyway, I hope everything went well out there. I didn't even think of it. I've already sprung into spring.
I went out to put out the garbage yesterday or last night, and there was ice pellets hitting me.
It was terrible last night. That wind, oh my goodness. It was blowing chairs around the deck, and I had to go secure everything. It was really something. I
mean, the weather was so bad with the wind and everything. There was a fatal on I-94.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was tragic.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it because of slippery conditions, do you think?
I'm not sure. They haven't released too much of the report other than the name.
I see that this morning.
Yeah.
Well, before we go any further, I want to get this date on your calendar, and that is for the Bethlehem Lutheran Church Sit-Namai dinner.
Yes.
And we talked about it yesterday. Of course, Sit-Namai is May 17th. It's going to go from 4:30 to 7, and they have both dine-in and you can drive up for takeout.
I've heard differing opinions on if there is drive up.
Well, it says right here on this poster.
I know, I've got the same poster, and that was my argument too, but I heard from somebody else that there wasn't going to be drive up.
Oh, really?
Somebody from the church.
Oh, okay. Well, we know for sure dine in.
Dine in, you can buy carry out.
Maybe you can carry out.
Carry out. I don't think they're going to do the roadside delivery like they have in the last couple
years.
And
maybe that's what they meant when they put this together. Yeah, okay. So drive up and take out. But either way, you got to go inside. I think that's a safe bet. It is the 63rd annual Sittnemai Norwegian dinner, 63 years strong. And of course, this is to celebrate Norwegians or Norway's independence from Sweden. Meatballs, gravy, mashed potatoes, corn, green beans, coleslaw, sweet soup, Karl's lefse, romagrat, flatbread. Oh, that is like my favorite thing in the world. And Norwegian cookies. Wow, that is a meal. $15 for adults, 12 and under are free. So
I'm highly looking forward to it.
I know, that sounds really good.
Dell dropped off some tickets, and I'm like, yes.
I know, I've got some tickets too. I know, I'm excited for that. So I know what we're having for dinner on Saturday, May 17th.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds great.
I usually try not to miss it.
Oh,
I mean, usually though we do the car side to go, but yeah, I'll go in. And
Absolutely, yeah. Well, following the passing of Pope Francis, the Vatican announced that a papal conclave will commence on May 7th to select his successor.
a week from tomorrow.
Yep, and so the process involves approximately 135 cardinal electors. They convene at the Vatican to elect the new pope. Most of them, of course, are already there for the funeral this last weekend.
And they got to be between the ages of 65 and 80.
Those that are there,
The
bishops?
vote.
The vote.
The cardinals that vote have to be between those ages.
Okay. And I think you have to be older than 65 to become pope as well, right?
Yeah, well, you have to be.
Because he's one of those.
You have to be in the age range.
Okay. All right. This gathering with 108 cardinals appointed by Pope Francis takes place inside the Sistine Chapels. So it's kind of a fascinating thing. You know, they vote, everybody votes, and I think there's something like 4 votes a day or something like that.
They vote 4 times a day until they get a certain percentage.
Yeah, right. And then when there is eventually, so at the end of every day, they blow the smoke, and if it's black, we don't have a new pope. If it's white,
I don't know if it's every day or if it's after every vote.
Oh, it might be after every vote.
If it's black smoke, there's no pope, but if there's white smoke, they've elected a new pope.
Okay,
and then
that's
you
how it goes.
wait for the balcony, and they will unveil the new pope.
Okay, all right. Well, interesting. Let's see what else we've got for you. On the day of Canada's election, President Trump, this is another one of those times when somebody needs to
Shut him up.
Put a muzzle on him. Anyway, he suggested, of course, on social media that Canadians should vote for him to make Canada the 51st state. Now, Trump promised tax cuts, military power increases, and business growth without tariffs. Canadian politicians of both parties rejected the interference. Liberals are projected to win, and they did win.
Yeah, they always win.
They always win, yes. And so you can imagine that they think our president is a knucklehead for even suggesting that. Would they be better off? Maybe. But does anyone want to give up their home country?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, you know what, deal with what you've got your hands full right here in the good old US of A. Let's just...
Don't worry about Canada. Don't worry about Greenland.
Well, and I know we have to worry about those kinds of places with regard to tariffs because it really has been unfair over the years. But we don't have to go poke the bear in every other country. Not now. Can we just... Wow. Okay, so speaking of that, 100 days, celebrating 100 days of his presidency today. And of course, he's declaring that everything is great, grand, and wonderful. And, he's done some good things. And some good things are happening with regard to closing the border, number one, and moving out some of these people who are... They're terrible, awful people. They're criminals, and they're living in our country, and we're giving them cell phones and places to stay and making things pretty nice for them when they are not only illegal, but they are criminals as well.
Yeah.
And so they are going out in droves, hopefully, if we can get some of these judges to just back off. I just don't understand why we're protecting criminals from other countries and fighting to keep them in this country. I don't get it.
Because Donald Trump is behind it.
I guess you're right.
They
It's
could
just
do anything. They could come up, Donald Trump could magically get hit in the head and come up with the cure for cancer. And you're still going to have a sizable portion of the population
They
say
complain.
it's a lie. It's not real. Orange man bad.
Have you been following this Karen Reed deal at all? I mean, now she's on trial for murder for the second time.
I have not.
Okay, so she is the one that had the cop boyfriend. And evidently it was a night of drinking, and all those guys' friends are cops, of course. And she dropped him off at a party at another policeman's house. And then what they say happened is that she backed over him in the driveway and killed him. Well, like she said, I would know if I ran over a body. Anyway, that's what they maintain. However, there are a lot of things that have come up that they think that the other policeman, something went south at this party, and they moved the body outside, and they are trying to frame her for the death. Those are the two sides. So the first time around, they came up with a hung jury.
Okay.
Well, now she's back, and she's maintaining double jeopardy. But maybe it's not really double jeopardy if you're not convicted, right?
If you're not found innocent.
Or acquitted, right?
Yeah, hung jury, they can try you again, yes.
Right. And so she's back in court. And anyway, I don't know, from the things that I've read and things that I've seen, I'm not so sure that she isn't being framed for this.
I don't know.
We'll see. Anyway, now they are looking, there's a phone expert that is looking into the policeman who died, into his phone, and when it stopped, and the temperature of the phone, because he laid outside. So they're trying to determine how long he was there, and they're coming up with some numbers that don't really match what is being leveled at her.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, she is facing second-degree murder charges. This is a January 2022 death of her boyfriend. She pleaded not guilty to allegedly ramming him in her Lexus SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm. So we add a snowstorm to all of the chaos of that night. The judge declared a mistrial after jurors were unable to reach a verdict last year. And now the defense includes Alan Jackson, a prominent LA attorney who represented Kevin Spacey and prosecuted Phil Spector and Victoria George, who is an alternate juror in her first trial. On Monday, the prosecution questioned digital intelligence experts, with the defense providing cross-examination today. So I think yesterday was kind of round one.
Yeah.
So that's going on. Crazy, crazy day. But the more I read, at first I thought, oh, she's guilty. But the more I read, the more I saw, I thought, there's some questions here to be answered by these other policemen. And it's kind of the policemen stick together story, you know. How about this one? 2 crew members were on board during an incident where the Navy reported that an FA-18 fighter jet slid off the side of an aircraft carrier and sank into the Red Sea. That's a few bucks lost.
Yeah.
The 2 crew members were on board during the incident, with one sustaining minor injuries after both managed to escape. The incident led to the loss of the aircraft and the tow tractor overboard. The Navy said an investigation is underway.
So they're towing it out to the deck and went off the deck.
Yes. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but anyway. And a new study revealed that over 124,000 preventable deaths in the United States over 2 years were linked to ultra-processed foods. Of course, these processed foods are linked to cardiovascular disease, obesity, diabetes, some types of cancer, and depression. Popular items like sugary drinks, sweets, pizzas, hamburgers.
Lies.
Lies are lies. And chicken nuggets. Well, how many of our kids were practically raised on chicken nuggets?
Chicken nuggets and pizza.
I know. Kind of two staples when you're growing up kids, right?
I still love pizza. I had a Jack's Pizza the other day.
I love pizza too. You know, and there are some frozen pizzas out there that are darn good.
I lived, when I was out at the lake, I lived off of Jack's Pizzas.
Did you?
I would put them on the Weber and then just cook them that way. And, so
good. Okay. Well, I really like those really, really thin ones. My new favorite is, I think it's Rhombus Boys. And they actually have a pizza restaurant in Fargo.
Oh, okay.
But they do frozen pizzas, and they're super thin, and that is my favorite kind of pizza. Anyway.
Jack's are super thin, too.
Yeah, I just love that. And there's another super thin one out there that I would love, and it's spinach and mushroom. And I know that sounds weird. There's no meat on it. Oh, well. I love both of those things. It's the best. It's such a good one.
Back when I lived at the lake, you can get a Jack's Pizza for like $1.
Yeah.
So you can get like 10 of them.
I think you can still get them for about $6.
Yeah, no, we always joke about, the price of inflation, when Jack's all of a sudden went from $2.50 to $3 to $4, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I know it. Well, anyway, yeah, some good pizzas out there, but I guess pretty processed food, so maybe you're better off making your own pizza. Yeah. I do that a lot. I buy those plain flatbreads or a garlic flatbread. And then I use my fresh pesto as a sauce, and then I top it with mozzarella and tomatoes. And
what we do is we get the Pillsbury pizza dough, and then we make stromboli, or not strombolis, but calzones out of them.
Oh, that sounds good.
So I'll get some fresh Italian sausage over at Service Food, plus some pepperoni, mushroom, onions, grill all that up so everything's sauteed, and then
good. That sounds really good. So that sounds like a good fresh pizza too.
Yeah.
Last week we grilled burgers and had potato salad on the side. Oh, does that feel like summer?
Oh yeah, we did Scotch chops from Premier.
Ooh.
Scotch chops are my absolute favorite. They are so good.
That sounds really good. I'm getting hungry.
It's a seasoned pork chop wrapped in bacon, wrapped in tri-tip, wrapped in bacon.
You had me at seasoned pork chop.
Oh, so good.
Coming up on 9:30, break for the markets. We're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
The Fergus Falls Craft Beer Tour is this Friday. Limited VIP available, so get yours now.
Oh, dudes, got a case of cabin fever? Let's cure it. Retro tropical style. The Fergus Falls Craft Beer Tour, presented by Builders First Source, is in the Big Wood Event Center on Friday, May 2nd from 5 to 9. Rock those neon windbreakers. Soak up the vibes and sip unlimited craft beverages. Have some fun in the indoor sun with your crew and support a local nonprofit. New this year, all VIP attendees get a fresh pair of goodies. Yeah, don't miss out. Surf on over to craftbeertours.com. Your next favorite beer is here.
Age is more than just a number, it's a journey worth celebrating. Join News Talk 1250 KBRF for Celebrate Aging, presented by Pioneer Care on Wednesday, July 9th at the Big Wood Event Center in Fergus Falls. Discover resources, enjoy live entertainment, and connect with experts on healthy, happy aging. Whether you're attending or showcasing your services, this event is for you. Want to reserve a booth? Visit LaytonEvents.com today. Let's embrace the beauty of growing older together. See you on July 9th at the Big Wood Event Center.
Wow, dudes, got a case of spring fever? Let's cure it. Retro tropical style. The Fergus Falls Craft Beer Tour, presented by Builders First Source, is hitting the Big Wood Event Center on Friday, May 2nd from 5 to 9. Rock those neon windbreakers, soak up the vibes, and sip unlimited craft beverages. And have some fun in the indoor sun with your crew, all in support of the Fergus Falls Area Chamber of Commerce. Thanks to our sponsors Olson Oil, Lakeway Express, and Mike Miller Roofing. Save $10 on tickets at Fergus Falls Liquor.
Hey there, local farmers. Tired of the hassle of processing and butchering your livestock? They've got you covered at Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, your trusted partner in meat processing. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Whether it's beef, pork, or lamb, they deliver a quality you can count on. Serving Fergus Falls and the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers just like you. Call them today at Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition. Ready to to maximize your sugar content and boost your bottom line? Vive's powerful 3-step fungicide program has you covered. Start strong by easily mixing Asteroid FC 3.3 in furrow with your starter fertilizer for unbeatable early season rhizoctonia control. Then give your sugar beets a mid-season boost with Astronaut, delivering enhanced disease protection, stress tolerance, and vigorous plant growth right when it's needed most. Finish strong with Phobos FC fungicide for superior Cercospora leaf spot control. Get more sugar from every acre with Vive's fungicides. Visit vivecrop.com/more sugar to learn more.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Randy Conan. Grain markets, we are trading mixed here this morning. Wheat is 1 penny higher, penny and a half higher in Minneapolis. We're down 3 in Kansas City and down a penny in Chicago. Corn trading 4 to 7 cents lower. And soybeans under the most pressure here. We're down 11, 12 cents here. We've got first notice day coming up tomorrow, so we're seeing some end of the month positioning here as we roll out of the April contracts or out of the May contracts and then rolling ahead. Open interest been pretty normal, and then traders who don't have their long positions exited here by the end of the trading day today risk taking delivery on that beginning tomorrow. Corn planting progress, 24% complete compared to last week's 12%, 25% a year ago. Corn emergence at 5% complete compared to 2% last year. 6% is the average. Soybean planting progress nationwide, 18% complete compared to last week's 8%. A year ago, we were at 17%. And then winter wheat rating 49% good to excellent. Spring wheat emergence at 5%. Planting progress at 30% complete compared to a year ago at 31%. The cash cattle markets are remaining quiet here this morning as well, with bids and asking prices not yet established. Cutouts expected to be a little higher today with light to moderate box movement. Did have a couple flash sales as well. Sold 120,000 metric tons of corn for delivery to Spain and another 110,000 metric tons of soybeans to unknown destinations. This is the Red River Farm Network. Here's the latest from CHS Ag Services. Stephen Location Sales Agronomist Ethan Winterovich is our guest. Ethan, tell me more about N-Edge.
When thinking of your fertility plan and protecting your nitrogen, we have a product called N-Edge. We have N-Edge Soil 2 and N-Edge 2. N-Edge Soil 2 is a nitrogen stabilizer for below ground applied nitrogen. N-Edge 2 is a nitrogen stabilizer for above ground applied nitrogen. N-Edge 2 provides protection for above ground nitrogen from ammonia volatilization. And N-Edge Soil 2 protects below ground nitrogen from leaching and denitrification, which keeps the nitrogen available longer in the root zone to help maximize yield potential.
If somebody wants to find out more about the N-Edge products, what do they need to do?
If you have any questions on any N-Edge products, please give your local CHS sales agronomist a call.
CHS Ag Services, providing solutions for your success.
Thousands will be in the Twin Cities for the Minnesota FFA Convention for contests, delegate sessions, and more. The Red River Farm Network coverage is sponsored in part by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Minnesota Farm Bureau, and the Minnesota Soybean Research and Promotion Council. You'll hear from student leaders and FFA supporters. These reports made possible by Proseed, Associated Milk Producers Incorporated, and Minnesota Farmers Union. On air, online, and on the go, the Red River Farm Network. The Red River Farm Network is reporting on the happenings in Bismarck with the North Dakota Legislative Report. Each Friday morning at 6:37, you'll hear from lawmakers and ag leaders. This special coverage made possible by NDFB, Ag Country Farm Credit Services, North Dakota Grain Growers Association, Northern Pulse Growers Association, North Dakota Farmers Union, and the North Dakota Corn Growers Association. The North Dakota Legislative Report, Fridays on the Red River Farm Network.
July wheat, Minneapolis, penny and a quarter higher, $5.98. Chicago July wheat's down 2.5. Kansas City down 4.25. July corn down 9 cents, 474.5. December corn's down 5.5 at 444 3/4. July soybeans down 13 3/4, 1048.5. November soybeans down 13 cents, 1021 3/4. In Winnipeg, July canola down $11 a metric ton, 658.40 Canadian. June live cattle 62 higher at 210.22. August is up 57 cents. August feeder cattle $1.57 higher, 196.50. September's up about $1.25. June hogs down $1.07, 99.92. July down 97 cents. This is the
Fergus Falls Craft Beer Tour is this Friday. Limited VIP available, so get yours now.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Keeping you company out on the lakes, the Minnesota Twins, and News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Hey, Twins fans, it's Chris Atterbury. The Twins bidding for a 5th consecutive win and trying to take 2 in a row in Cleveland tonight. 4:30 is your pregame lineup card. 5:10 our first pitch. Chris Paddock versus Tanner Bybee should be fun. Join me alongside Paul Molitor tonight on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Age is more than just a number, it's a journey worth celebrating. Join News Talk 1250 KBRF for Celebrate Aging, presented by Pioneer Care on Wednesday, July 9th at the Bigwood Event Center in Fergus Falls. Discover resources, enjoy live entertainment, and connect with experts on healthy, happy aging. Whether you're attending or showcasing your services, this event is for you. Want to reserve a booth? Visit LaytonEvents.com today. Let's embrace the beauty of growing older together. See you on July 9th at the Bigwood Event Center.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Swing into Sunday with waffles. Head to the Fergus Falls American Legion this Sunday for an all-you-can-eat Belgian waffle breakfast. Proceeds support the Fergus Falls Senior Legion baseball team. That's Sunday, 8 to 1 at the American Legion, Fergus Falls.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone at 9:37. Currently sitting in 32 degrees, Mary, so we're still fairly chilly to start the day. Morning Talk brought to you by our friends at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument.
All right. Well, let's see. I was just reading over this flyer again. Makes me so hungry for meatballs and gravy. I might have to make that for dinner tonight. And we had steaks on the grill last night.
Oh.
I know it wasn't that great a night out, but boy, it sure felt good to. It feels so summery, and then especially like I said before, when you add potato salad, something that is just so summery. Doesn't that sound good? You know what else really sounds good is yesterday when we talked to Mary from the American Legion, those loaded tots.
Oh,
I saw a picture of them. Oh my goodness, they are covered with bacon and onions and cheese and oh my goodness.
I might have to do that tomorrow.
I know. So that's the Wednesday special. That sounds really good to me. And anytime that then you'd have dinner taken care of for Wednesday night. What's better than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Well, let's see what else we have for you. How about this? There were some people in Chicago who were pretty happy because there were bags of money that fell off the back of a Brinks home security company truck.
Oops.
In their neighborhood. Yep. Rolled through a suburb, and the locals saw these bags of money falling off, and they snatched it up, and they stole over $300,000 in cash.
Somebody's getting fired.
From the street. Yep. Anyway, the truck's back door opened by unknown means.
Oh.
And this happened last Tuesday, resulting in 3 bags filled with money falling onto Austin Boulevard. Up to 100 citizens made a dash for the bills and then fled the scene. So far, no arrests have been made.
Because that's still classified as theft.
Yeah, I mean, how do you go after somebody on that? Do you just start ringing doorbells? Or,
That'd be tough.
That would be tough. But yeah, you know what? I mean, somebody's going to, their ring doorbells, somebody's going to have people on camera. Don't you think? I don't know. That would be a pretty risky thing to do, I would say. But yeah, so lost a cool 300 grand. So yeah, you're right. Whoever's in charge of driving that truck, that's going to be a problem. Somebody's lost a job today. How about this one? This is weird. Is reality stranger than fiction?
Uh-oh.
German police have been investigating the possible murder of a best-selling crime novelist who was found dead on her houseboat.
Dun, dun,
I know, yes. Alexandra Froelich started her career as a journalist and then began to write bestsellers. My Russian Mother-in-Law and Other Catastrophes is the name of one. And There's Always Someone Dying is her other book. Police have ruled that she passed as a result of violence and are looking for any witnesses to contact them with any information. So they think that she got clunked over the head or
check
something.
in with that Russian mother-in-law.
I think so too. Yeah, it doesn't say anything bad. It just says, well, kind of. My Russian mother-in-law, and other catastrophes, which would suggest that
her mother-in-law is a catastrophe.
Yeah. So maybe she was the one who clunked her over the head. Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
have some borscht.
So somebody else can write a story now about her.
She's probably like, just before you hit me one more time, I just got to write this down.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here's a case of hang on to your kids when you have them with you at a museum.
Oh, Lord.
A valuable Mark Rothko painting, this is at a museum in Rotterdam, sustained minor scratches after a child in the Netherlands got to the painting and touched it.
$54 million painting.
Oh, boy. The museum confirmed the incident and stated they are seeking conservation advice. The damaged painting, described as a meditative color landscape, will go under treatment for restoration. The child's identity was not disclosed, and the museum declined to comment on the cost or release images of the damage. Rothko, who is known for his abstract work, passed away in 1970. His paintings have fetched millions at auctions, one selling for $86.9 million back in 2012. So that's the caliber of artist.
The story I read on that, yeah, it was valued at $54 million. And I saw a photo of it, what it looked like. I'm like, how is that a $54 million? It's because it's just three colors.
It's abstract, yeah. I know, it's just weird. But
like,
he puts his name on it, and it becomes worth millions. But how does a kid get away from mom and dad, and then did he use something to scratch? I mean,
it said it put its hands on the lower part that was on varnish and scratches.
Could you see the damage?
It was a photo. It was like a media press shot of it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Didn't show the damage.
Well, anyway, watch your kids while at the museum.
Yeah, pay attention.
Wow. Okay, 54% of Gen Zers confess to eating behind the wheel. Now, wait a second. Don't you think 100% of us can confess to eating behind the wheel?
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Every Tuesday. I hit Taco Tuesday. And
I do it all the time.
I get potato lays and ate the potato lays on the way home.
Me too. I rarely, especially when I'm by myself, and, like if I'm out of town or something and I drive through and get something, or, stop into a store and grab something to go, I always eat it in the car. Always.
Well, it was like when I lived in Battle Lake, I'd always hit up either the corner gas station, or I'd hit Dairy Queen, and I'd be eating my little chicken nuggets, dunking it in the country gravy as I
know. Sometimes
drove
I'm
to
at the
Fergus.
grocery store and I hold out an apple because I'm going to eat that on the way home.
Yeah.
I think we all do it. Anyway, they say that the poll done on behalf of Lemonade also found that 28% of millennials are likely to drive while tired. Well, we all have done that too.
Yeah.
Younger generations were also more likely to argue with someone in the car and let a pet sit on their lap while driving.
That's stupid.
It is stupid for both you and the pet. Staying focused behind the wheel is one of the most important things a driver can do for their own safety and everyone else's as well. Because, you know, you're not just worried about you in your own car. You're worried about something stupid you might do that might affect oncoming traffic.
Well, I mean, just look at the fatality last night. Somebody didn't notice that the semi slowed down, and they went right into the back of them.
Oh, boy. It's awful. And they say that over half of baby boomers, which I'm the last year of the baby boomer, and they believe their generation has safer drivers than any other age group.
Lies.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me. Although I'm a way safer driver today than I was 20 years ago or 30 years ago.
I think Gen X holds the Safe Driver Award.
Yeah, you think?
Oh yeah, we're experts.
Okay.
We watch Dukes of Hazzard, and that's how we learned.
Yeah, you and Daisy. Oh boy. How about this one? I find this number big, and I don't fall into this, but 73%. And now we're back to Gen Zers. We pick on them a lot, don't we? 73% of Gen Zers and 70% of millennials are looking for a job or career change. 73%.
I believe it.
Which means they got out of school, they jumped into that job, and they thought, what on earth did I pay all that money for college for this career?
I started going for pharmaceutical, then I switched to business management, and then ended up in radio. So figure that one out.
Well, I started out in communications, and that's where I stayed. So how about that? Anyway, they say that the research discovered that 52% of those people who responded in this poll feel burned out. However, I think a lot of those two age groups that we just mentioned have been pretty coddled, and burned out might be an 8-hour day.
I still go back to that one Starbucks employee who was screaming that they need a union because the management had scheduled them for a full 8-hour day, and that is just inhumane, and nobody should be allowed to work 8 hours. That's just ridiculous.
Also at Starbucks, there is a big blowback because they came up with a new uniform for them to wear.
Yeah.
They could choose one of 3 colors of pants.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was black, khaki, can't remember what the other one was. And so they could wear one of 3 colors of pants, and I think they had to wear a black shirt. And then they give them that apron, the iconic green apron.
Yep.
Okay, so, but all of a sudden, everyone is, are you kidding? You're going to make me?
You're stifling my creativity.
This is not fair. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So anyway, evidently Starbucks has a lot of those employees. So anyway, about 25% feel that expectations at work have increased. They're asked to do more, but they're not getting paid more. Burnout looks different across roles and teams, so there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Listening to employees is the first step to designing work environments that support both performance and well-being, and telling them to just buck up and get a grip. That's what I would do.
Yeah, being burned out is a state of being when you're an adult.
I mean, really, if you have to work from 8 to 5, kind of we all did that or still do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know why they think they need to be any different, but coddled is the whole deal. Yeah, I think so.
Somebody give them a participation trophy. Hey, congratulations, you worked today.
Right, exactly. Do you remember Miami Vice?
Oh, I loved Miami Vice.
Yeah, well, anyway, a remake is in the works.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. With the same director that directed Top Gun Maverick. So he must be a pretty darn good director, because that Top Gun Maverick was just a great movie. One of the few times that, a second movie is better than the first one. But I really think...
I don't know if it's better.
It's right there, though.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, Top Gun was, when I was a kid, that was my movie. I mean, I dreamed of becoming a fighter pilot, then I became 6'6".
It was good, for sure. Anyway, but Top Gun Maverick, and I think it was really clever, that second movie was, if you watched the first one, this was like a sequel. Yeah. But if you didn't see the first one, this one still made sense.
Yeah.
So I think that was really, I mean, that was
Yeah, because Jen never saw the first Top Gun,
Okay.
but she thoroughly enjoyed Top Gun Maverick. I watched Top Gun like 150 times.
I think we have too. Anyway, we really liked it. And I didn't expect to like the second one as much as the first one, but
it was really touching what they did with Val Kilmer, who had throat cancer at the time. And so they had his character have throat cancer as well. So
Right. How about this one? Instead of walking down the aisle, this blushing bride skied in her wedding dress toward her beloved. Jess and Lattice Hofkins were married on top of a mountain in France. Well, it's pretty romantic, provided you can both ski well. 20 guests joined the happy couple at 8,000 feet. After the ceremony, everyone skied down the mountain together. I come from a family of pretty hectic mountain people, she said. Footage of the unusual wedding has since racked up over 1 million views. Cool if you and all your buddies ski.
it'd be about 5 million if she biffed it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So, yeah, love at 8,000 feet. Kind of a cool deal. Here's a 90-year-old English woman who has rescued 10,000 animals over the past 54 years. Her name is Barbie. First started caring for animals when a British Army soldier asked her to watch his dog when he was deployed. Now she watches over 160 cats, 16 pigs, 8 dogs, 6 horses, 100 chickens, and 80 rabbits. Where does this woman live?
Wow.
Some days, she said, I am shattered. It's hard work. But then I get a little nose, a little
nudge.
nuzzle, yeah. Or a face peers up at me and I remember why I'm doing this. It's called the Barbie Keel Sanctuary. It's open to the public and runs completely on donations.
She was talking about the rescued pigs. That'd be bacon, that'd be pork chop, that'd be ham.
16 of them. Yeah, 16 pigs. Oh, boy.
Which one's going to go wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Yeah, 160 cats. Ew.
I have a hard time. We just took in a stray because for some reason all the outdoor cats were dying in our neighborhood. So we sent one off to Luke's girlfriend's mom's house, and then we took in one. And
why were they dying in your neighborhood?
I've got my theories, but
like somebody is making them die?
Yeah, poison.
Potentially.
That's my guess.
Oh.
But so we brought it in. So we got 3 now. I could not imagine having more than 3 cats.
Or like 160.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of cats. So 160 cats, 16 pigs, 8 dogs, 6 horses, 100 chickens, and 80 rabbits. Do you know how many rabbits 80 rabbits makes?
A couple thousand in
Probably
about 2 months.
about 6 to 8 every 4 weeks. Just telling you.
You probably started with 2 like last month.
That's very possible. I made the mistake of getting 2 bunnies for my granddaughter for her birthday, and they were too young to really for sure tell what sex they were. And yeah, it was a bit of an adventure. I think they had maybe 3 rounds of bunnies. Yeah, and the last round was 8. So 2 bunnies became, 2, and I think the first round was 4. Of course, they didn't know they were having them. And if you know bunnies, the dad bunny usually kills the baby bunnies if you don't separate them. And they didn't know that was going to happen. So there was 4 down right there. And then I don't know how many second round, but I think it was 8 the third round. So 2 bunnies. And this is over the course of a few months.
Wow.
Yeah. And once you're hip to the whole deal, it's pretty easy to watch and know when there's babies coming. But yeah, anyway. All right, let's see what else I have for you. I had these trivia questions are hard. They're historical, and you're the smartest man in the world.
Well,
so
give it a shot.
You'll probably know. Who was the 13th president of the United States?
Buchanan.
Millard Fillmore. I wouldn't have even come up with his name. Which 3 U.S. presidents died on the 4th of July? I have heard this.
Jefferson, I think.
Yep.
Adams.
Yes.
And LBJ.
James Monroe is the only one you missed. 2 out of 3, I'm giving you that one. So I think you win.
I win tacos.
Yeah. Well, it is Taco Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, tacos sound really good. We were invited to a dinner when my grandson graduated this last weekend. He and his friend group and all of their family members who had come in got invited to one of two of the girls, they're twins, to their parents' house for dinner. And they served this taco bar.
Ooh, nice.
And they did all the shells on their grill. And it was so good. So when you talk about tacos, it's all I can think of. They had the most fabulous array of things to put on your tacos. It was so good. Cilantro chicken, which I know you wouldn't love because you don't like cilantro, but it was lemon cilantro chicken on these tacos.
I wish I liked cilantro because
It was
everybody talks
so
about how
good.
good it is. For me,
Oh my
it's like
gosh.
licking Dawn dish soap.
Yeah, I love cilantro. And I tell you what, this chicken that they put in those tacos was out of this world. And
I
now
remember,
when I hear tacos, that's what I think of.
I remember when I first started encountering cilantro was at one of the Mexican restaurants. It was the one that was, over by us for the longest time. And I'm like, man, they've got to teach these guys how to rinse their dishes because everything tastes like soap.
Oh,
And so, and
well,
then all of
that's
a sudden,
not good.
I later found out about, the
You've got the
gene.
genetic makeup.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
All
that's the
right.
one thing I have in common with Tim Walls.
Oh, I would not even say that out loud. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, anyway, it is coming up on 10 o'clock, and that is going to wrap up a Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great Tuesday.